Alright guys, this time I'm going to try out something new. Instead of just translating the word, I'm going to tell a story and try to include summer in different languages as many times as possible while talking. Basically, it will end up being some kind of word sneak game. Alright, let's do it! Summer. Sun, ice cream, vacation, and of course, high temperatures. How I love it. But sometimes I also hate ljato. Let me explain you why by telling you a short summer story which happened to me back in the start of 2012. Really important guys, just before you keep on watching this video, I wanted to let you know that I'm officially on Twitter now. So if you want to help me out with my videos, if you want to help me with translating more words, more phrases, if you want to be part of my videos, participate in giveaways, and just get constant updates on what I'm up to, make sure to follow me on Twitter @Lingualizer. If you don't have an account, just create an account. There's no big deal. You can uninstall the app whenever you want. Make sure to follow me on Twitter @Lingualizer. I hope to see you there. And now, enjoy the video. So it was June and I was going with friends to an ET festival. The festival, called Nova Rock, was all about, as the name tells you already, rock and metal. And the Suvi environment there is just as extreme and dirty as the music that is played there. No civilization, only tents, pavilions, desert everywhere, as well as food trucks and some ice-cold beer, which is perfect for Verano, but just as expensive as it is cold. It was my very first time attending such a festival and I arrived later than my friends, so I was waiting for them at the entrance to come and pick me up. I couldn't use Google Maps to find a location because everybody had turned their phones off to save some battery, and so did I. Because after all, we didn't have power banks and this Veră festival lasted 3 days. So when I got there, I looked around and I swear I had never ever seen in my whole life that many tents. No matter where you looked, there were tents everywhere. After my friends picked me up and went with me to our tent, we chilled underneath our Kesä pavilion, drank a few beers, laughed about some jokes no one else laughed about, and simply enjoyed Verë and some good music. But a few moments later, I realized that I was missing my camping mat. I was pretty sure that I had forgotten it at the entrance while I was waiting for my friends, because it was quite impossible to lose it on the way to the tent without noticing it drop off. And I really needed that mat, because sleeping without it on that hard ground would have been a big pain in the ass, especially 3 days in a row. So I told them that I'm going back to the entrance to search for my ljato mat, and that I'm leaving my phone and my wallet with all of my Καλοκαίρι money inside the tent, because I was going to be back within 20 minutes anyways. And it didn't make sense to carry that stuff with me when I didn't want to buy anything and my phone was turned off too. At least that's what I thought. So I left it all there, went to the entrance, looked for my mat, but just couldn't find it, even though I was searching for about 15 minutes. Eventually I gave up and decided to go back to our tent, as it was really hot with ljato temperatures of about 35 degrees. So I was walking and walking on this long and lonesome Sommer road on a hot ljato day, while looking forward to some ice-cold Sommar beer and a nice ljato tent to cool off with. And I kept on walking and walking and walking until I realized, oh shit, I have no idea where our Poletje tent is. Like, I did know what it looked like, but I had no idea about its location. And since there were literally thousands of tents everywhere, there was no way for me to find it unless I knew its location. I mean, I guess I could have walked around and tried to find it, but I could have gone in the wrong direction. And searching for a tent at the wrong location for an hour in this yaz heat didn't make a lot of sense to me. So I decided to try to call all of my friends that I was at the festival with, hoping that at least one of them had their phone turned on. Until I realized that before leaving, I had left all of my summer stuff in the tent. And that was the moment when I went like, oh shit, I'm I had no money, no phone, literally nothing with me besides clothes. I couldn't even have shown an ID if somebody asked me to. So the question was, how the hell am I going to find a tent which I don't know the location of, without a phone, standing in the summer heat at 35 degrees? Yes, I was really locked. And that's when I decided to go back to the entrance and ask for some help from the securities there. I walked up to them, explained them my Tagarav situation and asked if I could borrow a phone to call one of my friends to come to the entrance and pick me up. And they were like, yeah, sure, no problem, just sit down right here so we can watch you and be sure that you're not going to run away with it. So I sat down, opened the Sommer keyboard of the phone and realized, oh I don't know any of my friends' phone numbers. I mean, honestly, who nowadays knows any of the numbers they've got saved in their phone by heart? Right? But then I realized that I do remember my parents' phone numbers. So I decided to call my yai mom, asking her if she's got any of the phone numbers of the people that were with me at the festival. She then said that she would look them up and call me back in a bit, but I didn't want to rely on the slight chance of her having, for whatever kind of Verão reason, one of the phone numbers of my friends in her phone. So I decided to take action and get access to the internet somehow. Because if I could ask my friends on Facebook to call my friends at the festival to come and pick me up from the entrance, then first of all my mom wouldn't be bothered searching for a phone number which she probably doesn't even have, and second of all I would probably save a lot of time. So I asked if they have a computer anywhere near. Fortunately enough they did, and since I was in such a miserable nyar situation, they let me log into Facebook. I started addressing literally every single person who I thought would have the number of one of my friends at the festival. But unfortunately it wasn't for another 60 minutes that I actually found someone. He told me that he managed to call one of the people that I was with at the festival and he would come and pick me up in about 30 to 45 minutes at the entrance. What I didn't take into consideration was the level of drunkenness that this person might have. Another 60 Vasara minutes later I was finally picked up and led back to our tent. In the mean Natsu time, my mom, as it seemed, had called the only person she had the phone number of, and this person apparently called many other people as well. In the end, everybody knew about my situation and made quite some fun of it. But honestly, I didn't even care after walking in the Jazz sun for more than 3 hours without letni water, no Musim panas food, and no letne phone. I simply sat down on the chair underneath the pavilion and enjoyed some ice-cold beer, just to realize that now I would have to sleep on hard ground for the next 3 nights. Moral of the story, always have your important stuff with you, because you never know if you're gonna need it or not, but it might actually save your day. Peace out.